Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy, Dark Raku here with What If Issei was saved by God. So yeah. So this part 4 of, this What If. Other than that, let me begin into this What If. I would have begun somewhere around like the afternoon, noon or something in the morning. Not really. In the morning I took my siblings to a store and I was sleeping in the car. Yes, I literally just fall asleep in the car. I don't care. I've done it before. Fuck it. So, of course, let me begin. This is What If. Let me shut the fuck up. Let me not go into my life. But yeah, other than that, let me begin and shut the fuck up. But yeah. So, we begin into mostly Issei. Issei is right now trying to, mostly his older brother. Not really his older brother, but mostly Jigo is actually trying to drag him out of his bed, which Issei is holding on for dear life. He's like a cat. You know when a cat literally grabs your bed and claws at it and doesn't want to be like pulled out? Yeah, that's what Issei is doing. Issei refuses to get out of his bed. He refuses to go. Pretty much where he supposedly needs to be going is being next to the Jade Emperor and Jigo to go to mostly the meeting of the alliance between, the devils, fallen angels, and angels. Of course, the Jade Emperor just is going there just to watch, not really alliance that much, but yeah. He only wants to kind of see how the devils act. Not really. Or kind of. He's kind of just bored, okay? But of course, mostly Issei is refusing to go. He's like, no, I refuse. No, I don't want to go. Let me just sleep a little bit more, please. This is where Jigo's saying, come on, Issei. Stop holding on to the damn bed. And this is where Issei saying, no, I refuse. Let me just sleep. I promise I'll be a good person. I don't want to go, please. I have so much things to do for the freaking orientation. Let me just stay here. This is where, Jago says, you can do it when we're over there. No! Issei's literally refusing. He's clawing at the bed. He's like, I won't go. This is where, Jago says, Issei, come on. God damn it, the Jaden Emperor. Mostly, not Jigo kind of just like, God damn it, grandfather already did tell us to kind of get ready. Stop being such a brat for this. No, I don't want to go. No, I refuse. We went yesterday. I don't want to go back again. It was so terrible. No, I refuse. This is where we'll see. Jigo's like, come on, wise, get out of the bad. He managed to pull him off with this where, Issei went flying into a wall and smashed his face into it. But yeah. Ow. Fuck. Ow. So we go from mostly those two POVs to, a POV of mostly the meeting. But yeah. The meeting between the devil faction, mostly the Bible faction, somewhat being that of the devil, fallen angels, and angels, all at the school. Also, there's the Shinto faction. Mostly Yakuza is there because, it had something to do with her faction. So, mostly one of her members were in the situation with Kokobo. So, yeah, she's not there for alliance. She's just hoping that Kokobo is sealed the fuck away. But, yeah, she's hoping that that's already dealt with the problem. There's also two humans that are supposedly just humans and the mostly parents of a certain brownish hair boy who is now turned white hair and of course, or mostly black hair in some people's cases, but white hair, and of course is actually the protector of the Jade Emperor. But yeah, now of course they're confused in why they're there, but yeah. This is where, a certain white haired girl with kind of like bluish eyes. It's not bluish eyes, they're kind of goldenish a little bit, like kind of, a little bit goldenish. So of course, she's right now signed. The fact that she sees, the two brown hair, kind of older, kind of looking human parents, somewhat. So, mostly she has two different color of eyes. One is actually gold, and the other one is kind of like a reddish, it's like a reddish magenta kind of color. But yeah, it's a little bit pinkish, but not the point. This is where, she's just there kind of signing. Right now, it's just waiting until this meeting's kind of over because she doesn't see her favorite person here at all. She was hoping for him to show up, or however, maybe just to kind of explain why the hell he even destroyed Kokobo in the first place. And, not yeah, destroys him and yeah, kill him, but not the point. So Yakuza, well, I mean, yeah, Kokubei was already dead, so Yakuza really, she's just kind of wondering really what happened to the details and why Kokubei was actually kind of dead. She's also hoping to see maybe the, what's it called, reason mostly her, what's it called, niece actually kiss a boy, and actually wondering if he will be likely to join the Shinto faction. But this is where, well, she doesn't know the full description of him or whatever. Also, Aika's there, but not the point. This is where, well, we'll see. Aika's kind of like the niece of, well, Yakuza, but not the point. This is where, well, there's also like mostly a Nekomaru that's actually like a guard for, well, what's it called, Yakuza, but yeah. And some other guards, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly they are about to get on this meeting. Now, of course, mostly the two double mouths, like, what's it called, Seraphol, and what's it called, well, Surge X appears, but yeah. Now, for the angel side, it's mostly Michael and even Gravio showing up. What's it called? For the fallen angel side, it's Azo and even Bariko showing up, but yeah. Bariko is kind of like a protector somewhere for mostly, more of a protector for Azo. But mostly around their groups, they do have small groups, and not the point. Mostly like the people who are actually in the whole battle, kind of. Mostly the two kind of human parents are actually next to Azo, which kind of confuses the devils. Mostly, especially Rias and Azia, which they were confused in why they're being close over there. But they're even more confused in why they're here entirely. But there is Rias, Azia, and of course mostly Rias Parage. There's also Sona and Sona's Parage, but yeah. Now, of course, for the angel side, there's Irina and her kind of, well, just Irina and someone else named Elizabeth, but yeah. But not the point. Of course, mostly Irina's actually the ace of what's it called? Well, mostly Michael, while Elizabeth is actually also the ace of mostly Gravio, but yeah, not the point. Mostly Elizabeth's full name is just Elizabeth Leons. Not the Leons, mostly So of course mostly not Leons, mostly Elizabeth Lyons, but yeah. Mostly she's actually fairly tall and of course mostly has white hair. She also has kind of her eyes closed for right now, but yeah. But of course she does have angel wings, but she doesn't have them spread out right now. But yeah. She also does have a sword next to her. Irina is mostly, yeah, you get the point. Mostly she just looks like a original canon, but not the point. I'm not going into full detail. Now, of course, there's mostly for the angels and double side. Now, the fallen angel side, there is what they call the White Dragon Empress. And, of course, mostly some other people like the two humans. But there's also two other humans, but they're mostly in cloaks. There's also another kind of human, but he's actually a Sacred Gear user, who is actually none other than mostly the Sacred Gear user of what they call Longitis called. Mostly he has a Longitis that is called Canis Lycon. He's besides he's actually a part of the what's it called Slash Dog team, but yeah. He does have darkish kind of hair and of course mostly darkish brown eyes. I forgot if that's what he looks like, but yeah. But of course he's actually next to, well, the White Dragon Empress, but yeah. There's also a couple other people there, but not the point. Now this is where, well, also for Yakuza kind of group, mostly she's there where mostly her niece being Aika Kiryu, who is actually a nine-tailed fox. Mostly she has 8, well, fluffy tails, but not the point. Well, not 8. She mostly has, well, 7, but yeah. Of course, this is where, well, Yakuza is there with Aika Kiryu, and of course, this is where, well, she also has mostly a Nekomaru, mostly two Nekomarus who are actually behind her. Of course, mostly one has blackish hair, while the other one has whitish hair, but yeah. Of course, one kind of has yellowish eyes, and this is where, well, she's not really paying attention to anyone, but instead reading a book or seems to just like be writing poems. The other person has kind of white hair and is kind of just like looking at everyone. It's kind of a serious look somewhat, but yeah. But that's not the point here or there. Now, this is where, well, everyone's about to start the meeting and mostly kind of wondering about mostly where the Red Dragon Emperor's at. Well, Azo was kind of wondering. But he did get the reports of mostly how the Red Dragon Emperor is kind of under the protection of the Jaden Emperor, which he's not suspecting the Jaden Emperor to ever come here and actually care about anything, unless he's actually going to put up some straight boundaries with the devils. which might happen, but he's not fully expecting it. Until he speaks to the fucking devil, and literally a portal, a magic circle appears. Now the magic circle is a little bit like a lightish greenish color. It's similar to that of the Bell family, mostly not the Bell family, mostly the what's it called, Bazelle family or whatever, mostly where Juka's from, but not the point. Mostly it's not a Juka's kind of magic circle because it's a lightish greenish color. But mostly it's like a jadish emberish color jadish kind of color. Mostly jading kind of color. Of course it doesn't have a double symbol, but instead it has the symbol of mostly the what's it called, a mega symbol, and also an A inside the mega symbol, but not the point. This is where, well, the magic circle appears with 3 people actually appearing out of it. A man that seems to be quite old, and of course is holding a cane right in front of him. Now this cane is not normal. If anyone actually tries to mess with mostly this old man, they will literally get wiped out in an instant, because a cane is not supposed to be any normal cane. Now, of course, everyone was shocked to see the old man, but of course the old man is smiling with a very mostly funny smile, if you can say that. Now the person next to him is actually a blue hair person that has kind of like these 6 blue stripes around his like head, but not the point. Mostly like hairlines are just kind of all around his face, but yeah, mostly like 2 of them kind of on his face while the others are kind of just whatever. Of course, blue hair that's mostly kind of like in the ponytail, but yeah, long blue hair. But yeah, this is where, well, he's wearing a kind of like black kind of long sleeve shirt with mostly red pants and of course black shoes. This is where, well, he is kind of just looking around, kind of just looking everywhere into this whole place. His eyes are actually red and slick, but yeah. Now, of course, mostly, also he does have tan skin. The Jade Emperor, I should mention, that also has his eyes closed, but yeah. Now, the most surprising person that they actually seen is none other than the other mostly person. The other person is a boy with kind of whitish hair, whitish spiky hair. Now, of course, he does have his eyes closed because, well, he's not trying to be bothered by anyone. Of course, he's like, looks like he's already asleep because he didn't care too much about this shit. This is where, well, he's also, I should mention, he is right now wearing the kind of bishop outfit. He is basically wearing the mega, mostly this like outfit that's mostly, yeah, mostly, let me think again. Mostly the outfit that Mandiok is kind of wearing, but yeah. Sanke manual, but not the point. This is where, well, he's basically kind of wearing it. Now, of course, he does have, what's it called, earbuds in his ear, which he's actually falling asleep and kind of hearing music, but not the point. This is where, well, he just doesn't seem to care too much. But yeah. Now, of course, where, well, the Jaden Emperor says, hello there, everyone. This is where, well, everyone tenses up in an instant. The Jaden Emperor notices and decides to kind of just smirks a little bit. Well, if you don't mind me, I would like to kind of just watch this. I'm not really here for an alliance too much. Not really. I might just watch and kind of seeing how you people act. I'm just here to watch. Not really any alliance. Maybe I'll do an alliance near the future, but I don't really have the same problem with the whole Chaos Brigade. This is where, well, mostly all of them just nodded. This is where, well, as I was surprised for mostly the Jade Emperor to know about the Chaos Brigade. Then again, this man was close to being like the supreme god, because he was actually stronger than Zeus himself and even Odin, even combined together. But yeah. Now, of course, we'll see, the Jade Emperor is right now kind of just watching this. This is where, well, he does open his eyes, but they're not really, well, yeah, he opened his eyes just to kind of watch this, but yeah. Well, one of them at least. This is where, well, mostly the blue hair person is just standing by, while kind of somewhat taking glances on his phone, but yeah, because he really gets bored of this meeting, but yeah. Well, Issei is still asleep. Yeah, but yeah, mostly Issei did have to sit down, because, well, Issei was already falling asleep. Now, of course, the Jade Emperor knows that Issei is literally falling asleep because he just doesn't care about being here. This is where, well, mostly 2 parents wind their eyes as they're seeing their mostly baby boy kind of being next to the Jade Emperor. Literally almost the strongest god in existence, but yeah. Even though he might be old as shit, but not the point. Then again, Odin and even Zeus are kind of old as hell, but not the point. But this is where, well, mostly that is happening. This is where, well, mostly Issei is right now. Now, I should mention, what's the songs that Issei is kind of hearing He's basically just hung so he can just like make everyone shut the hell up for a second. So he doesn't need to hear this bull crap. He doesn't care about it. He doesn't go psychotic and might have to kill a devil because he knows Rias is here. And he knows that that bitch is going to annoy him. So he put on some goddamn music that will just shut the fuck everyone up. But yeah. So yeah, he's pretty much just hearing a bunch of like heavy kind of rock music and even like metal music. Somewhat also Netflix, but not the point. So mostly the first song that he's hearing is called Let It Rock. But yeah, mostly he's just hearing the song, but not the point. But while everyone is kind of talking about the meeting, this is where, well, he's just asleep. Like, fucking asleep, dead asleep. Because he just doesn't care. He was too nervous about kind of going to sleep last night because, well, he might go accidentally crazy. He might have to stab the damn devil bitch that he doesn't like. And it's none other than Rias. And also Sona for the fact that her stupid ass literally decided to tell Rias the fact that he was here yesterday. But yeah, not the point. Now, this is where, well, mostly everyone is kind of just talking. While mostly they're talking about what happened to Coco Bill and other things. Of course, where, well, mostly Azel said, okay, so, you're all wondering what happened to Coco Bill. Mostly, if everyone kind of got the reports, right? He's dead. He got killed by none other than the priestess that's over there. The bishop that's next to the Jaden Emperor. May I be able to talk to the bishop of yours, Jaden Emperor Sama? This is where, well, mostly Azel said. This is where, well, the Jaden Emperor kind of looks at Issei and Issei is asleep. No. This is where, well, the Jaden Emperor said, kind of bluntly. This is where, well, mostly Azel said, okay, well, I can't get that answer. This is where, well, mostly, the girl with whitish hair noticed that Issei also has earbuds and noticed that he's actually asleep. But yeah. Now, of course, the bluish hair person kind of notices. He already noticed that Issei's fully asleep, like he doesn't give a damn. Which he doesn't care neither. He would have, like, stopped anyone from annoying him. But yeah, even the reddish bitch that's named Rias. But yeah. But that's not the point here or there. Now, Irina is seeing this. She is confused in why a bishop like Issei is actually sleeping. But yeah, then again, she can't understand how the Jaden Emperor can be able to solo everyone here. So, of course, she knows that mostly Issei probably is just completely confident since it's God. But yeah. Of course, she is a little bit saddened in how Issei is not a part of her kind of like faction, mostly the angel faction, the heaven faction, but at least he's not part of the devils. I mean, she has heard that mostly he was a part of the devils, but he disappeared and became a bishop now. Which she's actually happy that he's no longer a devil because she can't sense any demonic energy from him. It's kind of holy energy that she senses, but much more mostly divine. Like he's at the level of a god or something. Which she's actually glad and happy. And actually happy also if he is a bishop, but from a different kind of pantheon. This is where, well, she's actually blushing a little bit because Issei does look really good in that outfit. Also, his hair might have changed from brown to white, but at least she's still happy. This is where, well, Issei is just asleep because he just doesn't care too much. But yeah, she's actually thinking that Issei is meditating. She does think that Issei is just meditating and having a calm expression, but he's really asleep. But yeah, he might look changed. He might have changed some things, but still he might be the exact same and kind of getting bored out of meetings. But yeah, because when it comes to meetings in his organization, he usually is the leader, but he sometimes gets bored off of just random bullcrap that usually they mention about twice or 3 times. But yeah, he gets it the first fucking time. He doesn't need to hear it about like 4 million different times in different fucking words and categories. That's why Issei usually has his eyes closed. People think that he's thinking hard, but really, Issei's asleep. Dead ass asleep. But he doesn't give a damn. Now, of course, mostly the Jaden Emperor and also Jigo also knows that mostly Issei does something like this because, well, Issei is still a kid. He is 17. 17, 18-ish, but yeah, not the point. His birthday is coming up soon, but not the point. Mostly Issei, he does act mature for his age. A lot more mature. Even though he might just still be a 17-year-old and still be a kid. And mostly Jigo's and even the Jaden Emperor size. But yeah. Now I should mention one thing. Jigo is the age of being 19. But yeah. He's a little bit older than Issei. Like 2 years apart. But yeah. But that's not the point here or there. Now Jigo is kind of a little bit like an annoying older brother. But that's not the point here or there either. But mostly everyone is kind of talking, and of course, well, everyone got the conclusion that yeah, the Coco Bill is dead fully, mostly he is probably somewhere in purgatory, because that's mostly where all the beings like around them that are either incarnation devils and other things might go to. Maybe the incarnation devils might go to hell or heaven, but that's not the point. Mostly definitely not heaven, but yeah, you get the point. But this is where, well, mostly they just think that he's probably in purgatory. He's dead already, but yeah, he's dead as hell. But that's not the point here or there. Mostly, well, we go into mostly the fact that they're here for mostly an alliance, which mostly Yakuza was just there just to make sure that Kokville is completely dead, which she's not too confident in everyone's kind of suspicions, mostly the leaders. She actually wanted to hear from the boy, who actually is none other than the Bishop, the Jaden Emperor. But mostly she noticed that he's dead ass asleep. She noticed him really quick being asleep. Like, he already had his eyes closed and of course having music. Now, of course, you can somewhat hear what he's actually hearing. It's mostly just a bunch of rock metal songs, just so he doesn't hear this meeting at all. Which she's surprised, but then again, mostly she noticed how young the kid is. She's he's mostly around the same age as his niece. Well, mostly her niece. So of course, this is where, well, she can understand a little bit because mostly Aika's also hearing music. She might not look like it, but mostly she's using her long brownish hair to kind of, well, not longish brownish hair, her messy brown hair to cover up the earbuds that she has in her ear. Just so it looks like she's paying attention, but really she kind of fell asleep. Even though she has her eyes widen, but yeah. Mostly Yakuza sighs because they literally are just a perfect couple now that she thinks about it, because both of them are basically asleep. They have their own methods and ways to literally look asleep, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly one looks like he's seriously listening in and thinking, while he's actually not, instead of fucking just dead ass asleep. While mostly her niece is straight up just thinking, she's paying attention, basically, just looking. But she has her eyes mostly wide open, but she's actually asleep, but yeah. This is where, well, Yakuza sighs and says, God damn it, they really are a perfect couple. I actually do not mind. If I can actually understand right, he is supposedly the Red Dragon Emperor. Whatever. This is where, well, she also noticed the White Dragon Empress, who's actually with the Fallen Angels, which she is not that confident with the Fallen Angels, because, well, she doesn't hate the Fallen Angels or Angels. She just doesn't like the devil. She's too iffy with them, because they are complete nut jobs and almost destroy her kind of faction. But yeah, a long time ago. But that's not the point here or there, but yeah. So, of course, well, we go into finally the whole kind of, mostly the meeting kind of concluded a little bit, because everyone, mostly the angels, the devils, even fallen angels, do want to have an alliance all together, just so they can stop this whole conflict and battle, because they know mostly the races will kind of deplete and go down. This is where, well, Azo had to kind of ask Valerie, the White Dragon Empress, and if she wants peace. This is where, well, mostly Valerie is not really fully paying attention to Azo until mostly someone had to poke her. Mostly it was none other than, what's it called, the Slash Dog leader member, being that of, I forgot his name again, Tomen, something like that. And this is where, well, he mostly kind of like poke her in the, like mostly the arm, saying, are you awake? This is where, well, mostly Valerie says, yeah, what did he say? This is where, well, mostly Azo kind of noticed that she was basically staring at Issei. This is where, well, he then sighs and says, Valerie, do you want peace? This is where, well, Azo kind of questioned mostly the White Dragon Empress. She says, yeah, of course I want peace. What do you think I want? This is where Azo says, okay, concluded from the White Dragon Emperor, she wants peace. Now it's on for the Red Dragon Emperor. This is where, well, mostly Azo says, so, Red Dragon Emperor, do you want peace? This is where, well, mostly, this is where, well, I mean, Valerie did kind of pay attention, but not much. This is where, well, mostly Azo is kind of wondering if Issei is going to say yes or no, because there's a good chance he says no, because he doesn't like the devils. Issei, he's just asleep. He doesn't care. This is where, well, we'll see Jigo kind of chuckles and just kind of smirks a little bit. This is where Jade Emperor just kind of just, right now, kind of sighing a little bit, but he won't wake up Issei. This is where, well, Azo says, hey, is he asleep? This is where Jaguar decides to burst out laughing, because yes, Issei was totally just fucking asleep entirely. This is where, well, mostly Azo say, you Your name is Tegan. Is he asleep? Oh, of course, he was basically asleep, and he had basically earbuds the whole time. He did not hear what you all just were talking about. As a sweat drops and realized, yes, he realized he's talking to a teenager who basically is the Red Dragon Emperor and the Bishop, but then again, he's still a fucking child. So, of course, he's going to literally be hearing music while being asleep. This is where Issei said, he feels like almost this like meeting is concluded because he has this sixth sense. Like every time a meeting is almost concluded and almost done, he wakes up really fast, just kind of teleports. This is where he kind of opened his eyes and said, "Huh? What are we talking about? Oh right, is the meeting over? Oh finally, now I can go home. I'm gonna go home now." This is where, well, mostly Ezo and everyone just switch off at Issei. This is where Jago cannot stop laughing because, yes, he has seen this before also. When Issei is sometimes in the meetings, he just usually somehow fucking gets the conclusion that it's almost time to go, like literally at the end. Like he knows that the meeting almost about to end. Like he wakes up at an instant. This is where, well, Issei says, "Oh, well, I think it's for me time to go." Well, time to let's go then. This is where the Jade Emperor says, "Issei? Oh, well." This is where Issei said, "Yes, my lord." This is where Issei said, very politely. This is where Jade Emperor said, "Tell me, do you want peace with the factions over here? Fallen angels are good, I guess. Angels are better. The yokais are fine. This is where, well, so I guess, yes, the peace." This is where, well, mostly, as I realized that Issei literally skipped over the devils. And this is where, well, on clearly purpose. This is where, even though Issei looks tired as hell, he clearly just skipped them over. He does not like them at all. Which mostly starts to kind of notice this and kind of just sweat drops at this. Now, Seraphil kind of just blankly didn't actually pay attention to this meeting neither. I mean, she did kind of, but she literally kind of blanked out also. She doesn't like meetings most of the time, and sometimes she blanked out also. So, of course, she really didn't care what Issei was talking about. So, of course, this is where, well, mostly, as I say, so you do believe peace between us three, right? This race says, yeah, the angels, I mean, mostly heaven, Goguryeo, and the Shinto. Is that what we're talking about? As I say, that is not what we're talking about. Shinto isn't actually alliance with us. They don't actually feel like alliance with us. This is where Azo forgot to be mentioned. Oh, wait, Yakuza, are you even in alliance with us? Yakuza says, not really. I might in the near future. But I still do not trust all devils. I might let devils into my territory, but still don't trust them fully. So, yeah. This is where, well, mostly Yakuza said. This is where, well, mostly Azo says, yep, okay, I knew that shit was going to be an answer. So that's clear to definitely no with the alliance. Yeah, no. Mostly Yakuza said, okay, okay. What I mean about the Red Dragon Emperor, Ice, that's your name, right? Issei says, nope, it's Majin Park. This is where, well, Issei took the fucking name Majin Park seriously. This is where Jacob smacked his fucking head and just said, no, we're not calling you that. This is where, well, mostly, as I say, Majin Park? This is where, well, almost all of them got just confused. This is where, well, this is where Issei says, yep, Majin Park. This is where, well, mostly the Jade Emperor says, I can confirm that to be actually true. This is where, well, most everyone says, don't fucking encourage him. This is where Jig almost smacked his fucking forehead entirely when his grandfather's encouraging Issei. Issei got happy, which he literally kind of mostly smiled a little bit, which it faded away really fast and then says, well, other than that, do I approve with the alliance with the fallen angels and angels? Sure, I approve it. The peace is there. Besides, aren't you guys connected somehow? This is where, well, mostly answers says, that is not what I'm talking about, kid. I'm talking about us? The doves, I mean angels, sorry about that, Michael. Michael says, no, it's fine. He's just kind of confused with Issei. And this is where, well, mostly answers says, and the devils. This is where, well, Issei says, bat? Oh yeah, the bats. This is where, well, Issei says, well, I don't know about the bats. I mean, I have heard, this is where, well, he starts just talking about mostly baseball entirely, which as a bully just smacked his head into the fucking table, realizing that Issei is completely just going to ignore the fact with the devils. He just doesn't care. This is where, well, mostly Jigo just can't stop laughing from the fact Issei is, well, the type to just ignore a problem by another problem. He's just gonna create another problem just to ignore that problem. So ignore that main problem mostly, but yeah. Wait, let me burp again. But this is where, well, mostly, as I said, why you like this kid? This is where Azo said, why you like this entirely? Issei says, I don't know what you're talking about. That's what we were talking about. Then we were talking about baseball. No. This is where, well, the white, mostly white-haired girl decides to just stop this whole kind of battling kind of mind and realize she has to speak up. This is where, well, she decides to speak up and says, hey, Red Dragon, Issei. This is where, well, mostly Issei said, huh? Wait, oh, shit, you must be the White Dragon Empress. I don't know who you exactly are, so I don't really care what your opinion is. But all I know is you look to be half devil, half human. So I don't like you too much. If you were a human with a different species, I might have just been friends with you. But right now, you are clearly pissing me off. This is where, well, mostly Valerie felt like her heart shattered in an instant, which mostly Azo noticed that mostly Issei kind of insulted her entirely. Azo would have done something, but mostly the Jade Emperor says, Issei, just answer the question. Do you believe in peace with mostly those factions? I mean, we're not going to alliance with them at all, but mostly I just want you to kind of, well, mostly say your honest answer. This is where, well, Issei says, well, if I'm truly just wanting to be honest and this is not going to affect their fucking alliance or any bullcrap, no, I truly don't believe in your peace. Because devils are still a bunch of sinners. Literally, they were born to sin and other shit. Of course, they're still going to be trying to manipulate humans, trying to turn them into barrage, then use them and blah, 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 blah. Which I don't believe in any of that. I literally hate devils with a fucking passion. So if you want me to say, do I believe in your fucking peace? Yeah, I won't fucking even succeed for a couple of seconds. Even if you have the White Dragon Empress as your backup, kind of trying to enforce this, it will never work. You would need me, but I am not going to help you because, well, fuck that shit. You think I'm going to help the double faction after what, well, how should I say, a special red-haired bitch with mostly greenish, tealish eyes decided to tell me what I was meant to do, and her barrage only be used as a fucking tool. Wow, is humanity only good for that? Because, wow, thanks, Rias, for fucking telling me that. Now I open my eyes and realize that you're nothing but a fucking scummy bitch. So I notice that all devils are also scummy as hell. What, did you turn that fucking poor, innocent, how should I say, exorcist into your barrage just so you can use the powers of the round taunt? Yeah, the round taunt in your barrage because, well, you realize, oh, well, I don't really want to train because I am a fucking high-ranking devil, blah, 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 blah. Truly, if you want my honest answers, you high-ranking devils aren't nothing. You people do not train at all. You people are kind of pathetic and weak. If you go against anyone else who is modernly, professionally, and just overpower in their kind of like power, and how should I say, just by training a lot, versus the high-ranking devil, you guys will get wiped the fuck out. I don't even give a damn about the Phoenix because I can easily wipe him out right now without using my own sacred gear. If I even use my sacred gear, that motherfucker will be 6 feet under the whole ground. He won't even be 6 feet. He'd be under the entire fucking layers of the fucking earth because I don't give a damn. That's how far he will be there. He'll be in the fucking middle of the fucking earth, hitting that metal fucking ball and then exploding it with his fire, but it won't do shit because it would just crush him instead because of the fucking gravity that's under there. But that's not the fucking point. Do you realize that? You high-ranking devils are nothing to me. I don't give a damn. Not them. Then I don't give a damn if you're a high-ranking, medium devil, low-ranking devil, whatever bullcrap system is that. I literally do not care too much about it. Of course, Satan beings, special super devils, or whatever the hell they're called, I don't care neither because I'll probably be easily able to kick their ass either. But I'm just saying this, not confident, because I just already see how high-ranking devils are. They're just too egotistic, prideful, and dumbasses that can barely even train their abilities to get powerful. Because you guys are literally born to be fucking egotistical, fucking prideful, god complex, even though you motherfuckers aren't even gods. You're the fucking furthest thing from a god. Your motherfuckers are basically devils. Basically, you motherfuckers are supposed to be down on the fucking ground. Down. Only down. Because if you want to think of this logically, heaven goes up. Gorgorio, the fallen angels usually are somewhere probably in humanity's surface level. And then you devils are supposed to be down. So gods are usually up, you people are down. So basically like lower than that of an ant. To me, I don't care too much. I just like insulting you people. So other than that, no, I don't believe in your fucking peace at all. Literally, I don't care about the peace between devils and the fallen angels and the angels. If I want to just say peace with the angels and fallen angels will be okay, yeah, that would literally be perfect. Other than that, when it comes to devils, fuck that. I don't give a damn what happens to your faction. If your faction gets destroyed all of a sudden by just an angry god or a raging dragon, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even be like, well, that happened. Who cares? Like, why the fuck should I care about you people? This is where, well, Issei stops ranting after a while. Issei then stops breathing, and this is where, well, just starts breathing a little bit more. And this is where, well, he stops, and this is where, well, Issei says, there, I fucking answered your question. This is where, well, as I say, well, that was interesting. This is where all the devils that were there were just wiping their eyes. Even Surgex was going to, like, stop Issei from ranting. But then again, he just noticed that Issei was spitting more facts than anything in the whole fucking world. If Issei really wanted to care, he would have tried and easily killed his sister and even Sona without even a care. Now, Seraphon did wake up and she heard all this. So yeah, literally, that's the problem right there. Issei doesn't seem to care about their devil society and other things, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly, Rias is crying. Right now, just crying. This is where, well, Kiba actually got angry and rushes at Issei with the Sword of Betrayers, mostly thinking that he will actually be able to hurt him. But this is where, well, before even touching him, Issei noticed the Sword of Betrayers, grabbing that shit in an instant and mostly grabbing it with his arm and tightening it. Of course, it makes his hand bleed, but this is where Issei crushes the sword in an instant. And this is where Issei says, you devils are nothing but a piss off. Fuck you then. Issei stabs him with multiple swords. This is where, well, mostly Kiba winding his eyes. Damn annoying incarnation devils can never fuck off my life. This is where, well, mostly, Kiba's not dead, but he just falls down to the ground. This is where, well, mostly the Jade Emperor didn't really do anything to punish Issei or any of that. Which mostly Surgex gets up, but this is where, before he even says anything, the Jade Emperor intervenes him and says, you do realize that that devil decided to attack him, because mostly the truth was let out. So, if you dare attack him, I will not hesitate to slaughter you, Surgex. So I need you to sit back down. This is where, well, Surgex backs down because he doesn't want to piss off mostly someone that was close to becoming the Supreme God, but yeah. Or not even close, just next to the Supreme God, the original Supreme God, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei is just kind of bleeding from his hand, but doesn't care too much. This is where, well, he decides to kind of just glare at mostly the devils, with a very murderous glare and look. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of looks at Zenobia and kind of just scoffs. This is where Issei decides to say something to Zenobia. I can't believe someone like you, an exorcist, someone so beautiful in my eyes, someone who actually decides to serve mostly the heavens, probably out of whatever reasons, decide to become such a filthy creature, become a devil. I would have actually loved for you to become, well, I should say, this is where Jago says to one of his lovers, he coughed, and this is where Issei says, no, you dumbass. I would have just liked it for you to become one of my subordinates. But no, it seems that you become a devil and such a filthy one. So, I'm just saddened. Isn't the Rouncer supposed to be a holy weapon, but yet it falling so much. It falling from grace to all the way to gravel. I don't care what devils hold dear in that. But yeah. This is where, well, mostly Zenobia glares at Issei, but this is where, well, she does kind of notice how Issei's kind of hating her. This is where, well, she actually blushes the fact that Issei there was going to say lover, but of course Shego wasn't the one to say that, which Issei just changes subordinate, which she kind of blushed, but this is where she realized that if she didn't turn into a devil, she probably would have had strong children with Issei, but it would never happen because Issei literally hates devils with a fucking passion. Of course, she even heard what mostly Issei said. Mostly Rias used him as a weapon in the first place. Mostly a tool to just be thrown away and other things. So of course, well, she was kind of getting really just regretting her decision to actually become a devil. But who would she even pray to? This is where, well, she didn't have any beliefs in God no more because God was dead. This is where, well, she was thinking about the fact that Issei was actually kind of praying to the Jade Emperor, even though he doesn't believe in God in the first place. Mostly, he was never a believer into the Bible God, but mostly when he was thrown away, he was given a second chance by another god. She was actually thinking to maybe become a bishop in maybe the Chinese kind of like empire or whatever. Mostly the Chinese kind of like gods and nothing. Maybe she can find a god that she can believe and kind of like. This is where, well, she started kind of, well, talking. She actually talks and says, Issei. I mean, not Issei, Margin Park. This is where, well, Issei looks at, well, we'll see. Not, well, his name isn't Margin Park. He does say his name is, what's it called? Saying Mandio. That's his, like, name, but yeah, not the point. This is where, well, he doesn't say San Mendio. This is where, well, mostly he said, huh? What do you want, devil? I, 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 I regret becoming a devil. This is where, well, she said out loud. Mostly she turned to the side, and this is where, well, mostly Rias kind of saw this and said, wait, what are you talking about? This is where, well, mostly Issei says, shut up already, devil. This is where, well, mostly Zenobia thought it was kind of talking to her, but mostly Issei says, continue talking. This is where, well, Issei actually wanted to hear what Zenobia wanted to say. Did his words manage to reach her kind of like mostly mind and personality? Because mostly what he was actually trying to say to Zenobia is trying to see if she actually repelled for the fact that she became a devil and realized that basically she was just going to be used as a fucking tool by Rias. This is where, well, that's why he was being really harsh. The others who are with Rias are pretty much just way too further in to be even mostly, not well, what's it called? Let me say it again. Too deep to even be kind of changed. But since Zenobia is new and she quite is dense, maybe he can change her opinion for devil living kind and other things. Doesn't work well. Zenobia says, I do kind of regret becoming a devil because mostly I was talked to mostly Rias at the fact that I was mostly, well, told the fact that God was dead, most of the Bible God. And so she told me that if I turn into a servant, well, I can have a purpose to live for. And I guess that does kind of sound kind of manipulating now that I think about it more. Issa says, yes, it does sound manipulating like hell. Well, Rios, what the hell do you like to say for that? Rios kind of just shuts up in an instant. This is where Akano wanted to use lightning, but this is where, well, mostly Issei walks towards Zenobia. This is the closest range he ever been with the devil. Without being his old life. This is where, well, Issei's eyes were not open to showing the Omega symbol and even a cross X kind of symbol. Well, not really. It looks like an X, but really like a cross. One is kind of, one eye is kind of like a bluish color. Or not bluish color, like a yellow color with the Omega symbol. The other eye is a cross, but of course it's kind of a black and of course kind of blue eye, but not the point. Issei says, so what do you want to do? This work well? Mostly, Zenobia says, I want to become human again, but I don't think that would be possible. About the evil piece. No, it's possible, if that's what you want to do. Are you sure to becoming back a human? I only said the criticized words to see if you would change. To see and how mostly the devils are, how slick and slimy they are. This is what, well, mostly Zenobia nodded. I would like to become human again. Is there a way? This is where, well, Issei sighs and says, yes, there is. Mostly Issei uses a bit of his power, mostly a bit of the Omega, and even a bit of his other power. Mostly, he uses God's power because he has a borrowed power of God, and even the borrowed power of the laryngitis that he has. He puts it in his finger, and this is where, well, he says, where was the evil piece inside you? This is where, well, she kind of blushes a little bit and says, it's near my kind of chest area. Issei sighs and just says, kind of just not lift up your shirt, kind of just like, I don't want to be a pervert that much. Just, this is where, well, Zenobia kind of just lifted up her shirt, kind of showing off her chest, her very mostly voluptuous chest, and this is where, well, Issei blushes a little bit and just kind of pokes her near the chest, mostly where she points at. This is where Issei kind of puts his kind of mostly finger into her, and this is where, well, it basically uses the Omega power, mostly the Omega and a cross symbol as she appears near her kind of chest. This is where, well, it pushes out basically the evil piece behind her, the evil red piece out of her. Of course, having the demonic power still within it, the evil piece, but yeah, it was basically a night piece that was pushed out of her. This is where, well, mostly she became back human. She actually did transform back into a human, but this is where, well, she kind of falls down, but this is where Issei managed to catch her. There, are you fine? This is where, well, she kind of realized that she no longer feels demonic energy, or no longer feels any, like, energy of demonic or any of that. She then sighs and says, yeah, that took a lot of energy. I wasn't expecting that. It might have took also some of the life force that you would have gained as a devil, but you don't worry. I can kind of give you more life force than what you would think a devil would give you. If that makes any sense. Probably it doesn't, but not the point. So, would you actually become into my, what's it called? Well, not becoming, how should I say? So, you will actually join me in my organization. This is where, well, we'll see. Still not being nodded and says, if that would give me a purpose, then yes. This is where, well, he said nodded. That will definitely give you a purpose. You can find your own purpose instead of serving someone. This is where, well, mostly Zenobia nodded. This is where, well, she blushes at the fact that she's actually near what's it called, mostly Irina's crush, which mostly, her crush was mostly, she has heard from Irina so much about how Issei is. He's strong, talented, and amazing. When they were younger, mostly he was just brave. But right now, she is kind of holding onto his like chest and mostly kind of having her hand onto his chest. Even though with the layers of clothes, she can still feel mostly his muscles, which made her kind of blushing a little bit. He is physically strong. Even though he might be a bishop, he's physically strong. But yeah, this is where, well, she is kind of blushing a little bit. This is where Irina kind of gets jealous a little bit. But of course, she needs to calm down her emotions because she can't show off jealousy too much. Or envy or any of that. This is where, well, mostly Issei said, well, it looks like I got rid of a night piece from you, Rias. Rias gets angry and annoyed from the fact that Issei did something like this. She actually wanted to use the power just in case she wanted to, what's it called, not the power. She wanted to use Zenobia to becoming the champion rain games for, yeah, the rain games. And this is where, well, she was angry, and this is where she sends a ball of destruction. This is where Zenobia is actually in front of Issei. This is where, well, Issei then kind of puts his hand in front of him and makes the Omega symbol appear right in front of him, right now like a shield. This is where Zenobia thought she was going to get hit, but this is where, well, Issei said, are you okay? This is where Issei said whisperly, and this is where, well, Zenobia blushes and says, yes, I'm fine. This is where, and she had to push her shirt back down because she actually did become a little bit embarrassed. But this is where, well, Issei says, well, I knew a filthy devil like you would get angry at the fact that I got rid of, well, your manipulation games from mostly this poor exorcist, mine. This is where, well, mostly Rias is saying, you bastard, I was going to use her to kind of help me in the rating games. Damn it. Why won't you let me have anything? Issei says, hell no. You think I will let you have anything? You're a little spoiled little bratty bitch. Why the hell would I let you have anything? This is where, well, Rias is glaring at Issei, and Issei is kind of just glaring with a very murderous glare. This is where, well, it seems the alliance might not work out. This is where, well, Ezo kind of notices. Of course, this is where, well, mostly Issei says, other than that, I really do not care about what your opinion is. You can fuck off. Well, all I care. All I care now is why the fuck is my parents, oh, well, my ex-parents, yes, I should mention that. My ex-parents are here. This is where, well, mostly both Mika and Goro right now hearts shatter in an instant from the fact that Issei said ex-parents. Which mostly kind of makes him a little bit sad. Even Valerie heard this and she was upset the fact that mostly Issei didn't fully like her because she was a devil. Which she hates her devil side now. She hated it anyway, but of course she hates the fact that the fucking devils did something to her mostly her childhood friend, even though Issei can't remember. Does it work? Well, she really wants to kind of murder the devil, especially the red hair, the fucking red hair whore. Does it work? Well, mostly Issei says, so what are you two even doing here? I thought it was here only for supernatural beings. I don't remember you two being a part of the supernatural. Does it work? Well, Mika and Goro kind of sighs and says, well, Issei, the reason why we're here is because, we are kind of a part of the supernatural. You see here, Issei, you are kind of the youngest in the family. And, you are also, how should I say? This is where, well, mostly Issei looks at both of them, one mostly curious look, and kind of just sighs and says, I don't really care what you two are going to talk about. If you're gonna say that you guys were part of the supernatural, but the Hyodo isn't my real name, but it was something else, I really do not care. I'm already living the best of my life. And if you're talking about like seals that I have in my body, because I do have seals, but I don't know about that, but I really never cared about those seals, or mostly the magic base I might have behind them. Of course, Diedrich explained to me maybe those seals were kind of put on me when I was born or something like that. So of course, I never decided to kind of break them. Instead, I just asked the Jaden Emperor to kind of suppress them more. Have a much more stronger seal so they won't break anytime soon. Just because I just said fuck it. This is where, well, both Mika and Goro right now are just horrified the fact that Issei literally puts a much more difficult seal. That they probably won't ever be able to break it. And that's where Azo pals because, well, shit. Issei seen those seals and the fact that he just thought, yeah, let's just put a bigger seal on it. A stronger seal that's basically made from the Jaden Emperor. Yeah, that's where Azo says, may I kind of ask something here? Issei says, sure, go ahead there, Crow. This is where Azo says, what if I said that I was the one to put those seals on you? Issei says, then I really don't believe in this piece, should I? This is where, well, Azo says, wait, I'm just kidding. I was actually told by some of your parents to kind of do put those seals, so yeah, don't hurt me. Issei said, my parents. Why for? I mean, if they're telling me for real that I was a part of the supernatural, I mean, if they are a part of the supernatural, then why for put those seals on me? Wouldn't it be better to just train the hell out of me so I can protect myself? I mean, it would have been a smart decision. Kinda. This is where, well, mostly, as it says, I mean, you would have lived normally. High school years are fucking trash. Well, I mean, here in Kuo. It would have been better if they, like, live in a small village far away from any supernatural being. To think about it, this fucking place is run by devils. It wasn't run by devils when I was a child. So when the devils moved in, we could have moved the fuck out. No, that never happened, did it? Yeah, my parents are great, smart people. Yay. This is where I just realized that Issei is so insulting to his parents. This is where, well, Issei says, other than that, I do not really care what those seals are. I think one of them were, like, I think my magic suppression seal. And something that Diedrich said or something. And the other one was a memory seal. I don't care what memories that I gotta remember. Also, I have been noticing the White Dragon Empress keep giving me glances of sadness. Which I'm thinking those memories are kind of a sign from memories of her. And probably some other people. But I don't care too much. All I care now is just becoming a bishop. One of the strongest bishops to protect my lord. And of course, someone to actually protect mostly China land. But that's not the point here or there. And yeah, I don't really care what else happens. Well, other than that, I'll be going. Issei kind of just gets up, and this is where, well, Issei kind of just says, well, he wasn't getting up, he was still kind of stabbing. This is where, well, he turns, right now holding to one of his hands. This is where Issei says, so, are we going to go now? This is where Issei says, my lord. This is where, well, the Jade Emperor says, well, it seems that we are going to have to go. Well, until next time, Azo, well, good luck with the peace and other things. Other than that, we'll be leaving. Also, Sir Zex, if you think or dare or even think of attacking Issei, I will annihilate half of the devil-like territory in an instant. I will not care too much. So, other than that, bye. This is where, well, Issei, what's it called? Not Issei, Azo. Issei, Jirgo, and even Zenobia, and even Jade and Emperor kind of just disappeared. But yeah, everyone there was just left dumbfounded. This is where, well, mostly Aika kind of noticed all this. She noticed how mostly he hates. He has such a passion and hatred towards devils, mostly what Issei said. So, of course, mostly she is hating the devils a lot more. This is where, well, mostly Valerie is just heartbroken entirely. Heartbroken, saddened, and this is where, well, she just becomes depressed and angry and rage at the fact at the devils. Now, most of the Chaos Brigade would attack, which they still did attack. Most of the Chaos Brigade still attacked, and Gasper was still using that magic spell and other things. But of course, well, mostly that whole thing still happens. Of course, Issei left already. He just didn't care too much. But of course, they managed to destroy the Chaos Brigade members, even kind of defeat like what's it called? The Leviathan, who actually used that power of the other things, but not the point. But of course, they were easy to kind of kill somewhat. From the fact that Valerie was in rage and of course angry and annoyed, she was also depressed, so of course she did not hold back at all. She destroys everything. This is where, well, the two figures that were behind Azo and Black Cloak figures basically revealed to have brownish hair and actually revealed to be mostly older siblings of Issei. Now, of course, they were very depressed and saddened from the fact that Issei really does not want to remember anything. Now, of course, where Mika and Goro also use their own magic abilities because they are from the supernatural. Goro actually reveals to kind of having kind of whitish hair and darkish kind of toned skin color. Of course, well, he also has these kind of goldenish brown eyes. But this is where, well, he then kind of just summoned out random, well, not random blades. He kind of said, well, of course, this is where, well, he says trace on in an instant. And this is where two swords appear, one being black and one being white. He defeated almost all of the Chaos Brigade members in an instant. All of them almost had fear in eyes. Of course, mostly, Satan, well, not Satan, Lucifer, mostly, Surzix, Azo, and even Michael were kind of shocked to actually believe this person is actually a part of the supernatural. Mostly, well, not dark tannish skin. He mostly has tannish skin, but not the point. This is where, well, he does have kind of like these golden brown eyes, but yeah, and whitish kind of spiky hair. Which kind of reminds him of Issei, but then again, Issei's white hair is a little bit different, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly they were shocked, and this is where they look at Mika, and Mika kind of just sighs. This is where, well, Mika breathes out and in, and this is where, well, she decides to kind of, well, start using magic. This is where, well, she doesn't reveal any brownish, well, any like different hair color. She does have brownish hair, but her brownish hair becomes longer, and she becomes more into a slender kind of female woman instead of being a housewife. This is where, well, which makes some of the men in the group kind of just blush. But this is where, well, she then kind of makes a very not massive, mostly an advanced magic circle with mostly different spells and just launching them straight into mostly the enemy, which everyone was shocked. But mostly the girl with brownish hair, that was also the older sibling of Issei, because there's actually a boy and a girl. This is where, well, mostly the older version, or mostly it looks like an older version of Issei, is a person with brownish hair, but he actually has like brownish and whitish tint of hair, white and brown hair. Mostly in half, but yeah, it kind of just looks like Todoroki from My Hero Academia a little bit, but not the point. This is where, well, one of his eyes is brownish, while the other one is kind of purplish. Because mostly Mika's eyes are actually purplish, kind of amethyst color, but not the point. This is where, well, the boy actually seems to be fighting in fist close-to-close combat. He's not really good in magic, and not really good in using his father's kind of technique and using Trace On. But yeah, that's kind of what the magic spell is. I mean, he can definitely use Trace On, but to make gauntlets and other things, he's not really good in swords. And of course, after hearing what his little brother has been good at, he's actually pretty proud of him. But then again, it's not really Trace On that he's good at, because, well, he hasn't unlocked that, or he has mostly when they were younger. But mostly it looks like his little brother does not want to learn anything about his past life. He wants to just stay as mostly the bishop and guardian, as mostly the guardian for mostly the Lord of Jade Emperor. But yeah. Now, of course, well, the other person is basically a long-haired, darkish brown, or mostly lightish brown hair kind of female, who basically looks like Mika, but just a younger version. And this is where, well, she has like lightish ember, well, mostly it looks like amethyst eyes, the lightish amethyst eyes, instead of Mika's being darkish. And she does also use advanced magic spells to kind of smash it upon mostly the Chaos Brigade members. But yeah, this is where, well, Valerie was in a very raged and angry state. She was also depressed. Of course, her childhood friend does not want to remember her. This is where, well, Irina was also quite upset because mostly Zenobia got to leave with him. And of course, she uses a bunch of like holy light spears and to smash into people. Of course, she actually managed to activate mostly another pair of wings. And actually, she has 4 in total. But yeah, this is where she actually wants to train really hard and of course fucking get revenge against that mostly red-haired whore and the fact that she basically made Issei's life a living hell. But yeah. Now, also Aiko was very enraged, and of course she did transform into mostly a true form, similar to that of Yakuza when they go into a nine-tail form, but yeah, mostly a kind of like fox. But yeah, of course she did kind of send out a very powerful blast from her mouth that was actually similar to that of like a Biju bomb, mostly from Naruto, but it was kind of being a greenish color. It was mostly Senju energy, but yeah. This is where it smashed into a lot of people in the Chaos Brigade, but yeah. But other than that, we go back into mostly Issei kind of getting back towards mostly the land. This is where, well, mostly Zenobia says, so where would I be kind of sleeping in? This is where, well, Issei says, oh yes, I will kind of show you the organization, but I'm a little tired. So wait, but then again, where will you sleep? Yeah, you want, this is where, well, Issei was about to kind of tell her, yeah, to follow him, until Jigo says, you know, you could just kind of sleep with Issei. Issei doesn't mind the room. This is where Zenobia kind of looks at Issei, kind of blushing a little bit. Issei kind of blushes a little bit and glares at Jigo and says, no. Ignore him entirely. Issei right now uses that force spur to just push him away. Mostly using borrow power just to push him away, but yeah. Issei says, let's just go to the organization. I will show you about maybe where your room might be at. This is where, well, mostly Issei said. This is where, well, mostly the Jade Emperor says, well, she can just get the room close to you. Besides, you're going to be like her trainer, so it would be better for her not to be too far from you. Issei said, sure, just pick that room that's over there, the cross. This is where, well, mostly Zenobia nodded and just says, thank you again. Thank you for at least letting me kind of see my mistake and other stuff. This is where Zenobia kind of said very quietly. Issei smiles and says, of course. I don't want other humans to kind of fall for the silver tongue of a devil. This is where, well, mostly Zenobia nodded and kind of just blushes and walks away, but yeah. This is where Issei smiles. Of course, where, well, he didn't really see the blush, but of course, where, well, Jigo actually appears next to him and says, you do know that girl really likes you. This is where Issei's face becomes red and says, can you fuck off with that whole thing? I don't know where you got that idea, but no. This is where, well, mostly Issei said with a very angry tone until Jigo says, oh, come on, you know she does. You can't lie. She does have a nice figure. And besides, you did see her chest. She was actually pretty. This is where Issei says, okay, I'm walking away. Issei managed to kind of backhand, well, not backhand him, mostly kind of like punch Jigo in the face. Because Jigo was literally like right next to him, but yeah, he kind of just like smacked him in the face. And this is where, well, Issei kind of just walks away, kind of going back to his room and saying, I'm going back to my room, bye. And this is where Issei makes a powerful force spell, so mostly no one can go in, but yeah, he falls asleep, but yeah, because he's already dead ass tired, but yeah. Other than that, I'll be leaving it off here for part 5? No, part 4, yeah, part 4, not part 5, part 4. Other than that, bye, saying yeah. So yeah.